Got messages coming in. Namaste, guys. ChristianRLong, Life Enhancement Consulting, giving you a big and beautiful shout out on this Tuesday evening. Kind of a weird angle. I always like to include my teacher, Grandmaster Choa Koksui, giving him credit, because if I didn't have him, the information I'd be sharing with you wouldn't make any sense because I wouldn't have it to begin with. Roger, Namaste. Good to have you on as always. It's been a while. I bet you get more from it than I do. Okay. Yeah, more messages are coming in. So, I just had soon, Namaste. I heard you had a phenomenal, amazing time at Kriya Shakti in Lyndhurst, New Jersey with Master Marilag and Master Glenn Mendoza. That's awesome. Make sure you apply those teachings to improve the quality of your financial and material life and get your hopes, dreams, desires fulfilled properly and rapidly. I'm holding my little thing today because it's more fun, spices it up a little bit. So I want to share something kind of interesting with you guys that I think you can appreciate. So I was working with a client about 2 hours ago, and her and I have been working with each other for almost 4 years at this point. And we've done a lot of work. Stephen, Namaste, a lot of work. And when I say a lot of work, I mean a lot of work, a lot of inner work. And, looking at patterns, looking at programs. Vivi, Namaste, looking at patterns, looking at programs, looking at limited beliefs, negative programs, things that she didn't want to look at, right? And so I was like, wow, she's been doing this work for 4 years. She's been relatively diligent with her practice. She's also a pranic healer or an Hatha yogi. She's been relatively diligent with her practice. She's made huge strides from where she was to where she is now, right? Great progress. But she's having the realization of how much more there is to go and how deep the rabbit hole actually goes, right? Vivi, I appreciate your feedback, by the way. I haven't got a chance to get back to you, but you're very welcome and my pleasure. The purpose is to serve the teacher, to spread the teachings, to alleviate the suffering of people, right? So 4 years of inner work, 4 years of transformation, 4 years of looking at the darkest parts of ourselves. Adam, Namaste. And she still has all of these things that she has to work on, or should I say, she now has a deeper realization of how deep the rabbit hole can go. I'll give you an example in my own life. Now, I've been lucky enough and privileged enough and karmically entitled enough to be a professional energy healer for the past 15 years. I've been a meditation teacher for about 20 years, give or take. And I've been honored to attend over 55 yoga, meditation, and healing retreats over the past 20 years. Right? Some of them were weekend events. Some of them were 5-day events, 9-day. I just recently did a 21-day retreat. Paula, Namaste. And I've had a lot of opportunity to go very, very deep into my subconscious, into my emotional body, into my mental body, and into even my spiritual body, or the causal body, as it's called. But a couple days ago, 2 days ago, I had an opportunity of working with one of my mentors, who we've been working with each other on and off for about 7 years. And she has been an instrumental part of my life. And she actually gave me interesting feedback a while ago. And she says, you know why you're fun to work with? And she meant fun, relatively speaking. She goes, you know why you're fun to work with? And I was like, why? Because your energy body is different than a lot of the people in the world is. And you can push yourself more so than most people can when it comes to energy, right? Like I can handle a little bit more because I've been doing this work for so long than maybe an ordinary person that is just getting onto the path or just getting healing or just getting coaching. So it's able to get amped up a little bit. Avani, Namaste. So 2 days ago, we did some amping up. And we did healing on a plane, and I could say on a dimension that I've never consciously been aware of before, right? That I've never consciously been aware of before. And it was super, super, super intense. Super intense. And if you know me, And if you've seen some of my streams over the past 5 years, that's saying a lot, right? That's saying a lot. And so I was really surprised by that because I'm thinking to myself, all right, I've been doing this work for 20 years, lots of retreats, lots of healings, lots of meditations, thousands and thousands of hours of inner work. And then I just do one healing. An hour later, I do a second healing. Sylvia, but namaste. And I'm blown away about how my bodies, my physical body, my etheric, my emotional, my mental, my spiritual bodies are purging and releasing so much congestion, so much stress, so much old sticky energy that it threw me for a loop. I was like, what? I was like overwhelmed by it. So that's kind of the joke, right? The joke in The Matrix. If you've ever seen the movie The Matrix that came out in 1999 with Keanu Reeves, where it talks about him seeing the world as it is versus seeing the illusion or the Maya of life. So he meets with his mentor, his guru, Morpheus, and Morpheus is holding a blue pill and a red pill. And he says, you can take the blue pill, wake up in the morning and see this all is just a dream and go about your day like nothing ever happened. Or you can take the red pill. I can show you reality for what it is, and I can show you how deep the rabbit hole can go. And isn't that what it's like going on the spiritual path? Is like you're trying to see how far you can reach up to your higher self. How far you can get to know who and what you truly are without the illusion, without the mask, without the layers of complexity. Ted, Atma Namaste. Good to have you on the stream as always. Haven't seen you on for a little bit. So it's fascinating when you think about it from that perspective of like, it's a never-ending expansion of reaching up to the higher self. Because we have different degrees of enlightenment. We have different degrees of awakening. We have different degrees of illumination. To clarify, enlightenment isn't an on or off switch. It's like you're completely in the dark, ignorant to everything, and then one day, boom, you're enlightened, you're omnipotent, you're omniscient, you're omnipresent, you have all the qualities of God. It doesn't work like that. It's degrees. It's like a dimmer switch. Instead of an on-off switch, it's like a dimmer switch that you, over time, through purification, through doing certain things and being certain qualities, it starts to go up and up and up and up and up and up and up. So you become brighter and brighter and brighter and brighter and brighter and brighter and brighter. It's really fascinating. So that was kind of the aha that I was having this evening working with this client, as well as 2 days ago, the inner experience I had doing a very powerful healing on myself and then with myself and another person. It was eye-opening. It was very humbling. Just when you think you got it all figured out, to even have that thought that I have it all figured out is absurd. But when you reach a point in your spiritual development that you're like, I got this. Elizabeth, Atma Namaste. I like your new profile picture. Just when you think you got this, just when you think you've nailed it, just when you think you're like, yeah, I totally got this thing figured out, you're like, nope. The negative pride hits you like a ton of bricks. Yvonne, Atma Namaste. You become super humbled, and you're like, not back at square one, but realizing that you're maybe not as evolved and as enlightened and as illumined as you thought you were. So that's why negative pride has to constantly be put in check each and every day. Each and every day working on negative pride, removing low self-esteem, low self-image, low self-worth, self-delusion, lack of self-honesty, all of these things preventing us from seeing what is, from seeing things clearly, from seeing things accurately. And you could spend the rest of your life working on that. An example, right? I was giving a shout out to Afsoon, who was on the stream earlier, and she's a pranic healer, and she's an Arhatic yogi, and she was reviewing a class. I'm pretty sure she was reviewing the class. If not reviewing that class on Kriya Shakti, I know many, many other people who were reviewing the class on Kriya Shakti this past weekend in Lyndhurst, New Jersey. Lauren, Atma Namaste. You might be saying, well, wait a minute. Why do you have to review a class that you've already taken twice, 3 times, a lady, 4 times, 5 times, 6 times? Why do you have to review a class that you've taken over and over and over again? Because hopefully, every month you're becoming a different person. Every month you're having higher levels of perceptions, of insight. You're able to view things from different levels of truth. So yes, it's the same information presented in the class each and every time the class is presented, but you as a person are evolving, is growing. You're going to be listening for different things. You're going to be picking up different things that you didn't last time. So I know people that have taken the basic pranic healing class, level 1 pranic healing class, and they've taken it 15, 20, 25 times, and even the basic class, the simple class, right? They still get nuggets out of it. They're still like, I don't remember that. I never practiced that. I never heard that, even though it's been taught in the class over and over and over and over again, right? So the class, Kriya Shakti, is the class on materialization and manifestation. How does one take an idea, take a wish, take a hope, take something they want to materialize in life? How do they do that, right? And that class teaches you step by step on how to materialize something. So, Becca, Ava Namaste. So, you have to ask yourself the question, am I a master materializer? Have I materialized everything and anything I need, want, desire in this life? Yes or no? If the answer is no, then review that class. If the answer is yes, then you need to be teaching that class. Does that make sense? In order to teach a class in any subject, it is highly recommended to be an embodiment of what you were teaching. Give you an example. In New York City, many, many years ago, I think about 10 years ago at this point, Pranic Healing rented out a space in a very fancy hotel in New York City. I'm trying to remember the name of the hotel. It doesn't matter. A nice hotel in New York City. And we rented out the entire floor. And on the floor, there were different rooms. And in those different rooms, we were giving different lectures, different classes, different talks, different healings, different kinds of things in each of those rooms, right? So one of the rooms was reserved for Ron, Namaste. Good to have you back on. One of the rooms was reserved for Kriya Shakti, which is the class on materialization, manifestation, abundance, prosperity, and success. How do you become more successful in life? No matter what success means to you, how do you become more successful? So, me being a person who realizes, well, wait a minute. It is in the giving that we receive. If I want to be more prosperous, I have to help other people become more prosperous. If I want to be more abundant, I have to help people become more abundant. If I want to be more successful, I have to help people become more successful, right? Does that make sense? Hello, how are you, dear? Thank you very much. I'm good. I have my Instacart order being shipped, guys, so bear with me slightly. Patience is a virtue. I like this handoff. It's kind of convenient.
Yeah. Oops.
Thank you, dear. Awesome.
Well, thank you.
You're very, very welcome. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Have a good night. Okay. Perfect timing. Got the order done. So, it is in the giving that we receive. I want those things, therefore I must give it, right? Based on that principle. But guess what? I asked one of the master pranic healers, I said, can I teach the class on Kriya Shakti? Not the class, but can I give the introduction? Like, these are the principles of Kriya Shakti, quote unquote. This is how it works. This is what you'll get from the weekend event. You know, Marvin, I'm going to say, sign up for the event, right? It's like an hour-long promo for a weekend class. And I thought, I'm totally, I've been a pranic healer for many years. Many years? Probably 5 years at that point. I was like, of course. And I've taken Kriya Shakti many, many times, probably 4 times or more up to that point. So I would be a perfect candidate to give a 1-hour presentation on Kriya Shakti. Kelly, Atma Namaste. But guess what? Denied. I didn't get that opportunity. I didn't get the chance to teach that class. Why? Because at that time in my life, I was struggling tremendously, struggling financially, struggling with my emotions, and I was materializing things, but I was materializing not so many good things in my life. Does that make sense? So even though I intellectually understood, Leanne, Atma Namaste, intellectually understood the principles of Kriya Shakti, I was not an embodiment of those teachings, right? So guess what? You're always making me blush. Guess what? The people who gave that introductory talk were embodiments of Kriya Shakti. They were very prosperous, very successful, very abundant, and lived good lives. So if you're going to learn about prosperity, who would you rather learn it from? Somebody that intellectually knows it all, or somebody who is an embodiment of those teachings? Barbara, Atma Namaste, right? You would want to learn from somebody who is an embodiment of those teachings. Now, if I were to ask one of the masters, can I give an introductory talk on Kriya Shakti? Atma Namaste, I'm pretty sure they would say, yes, Christian, go ahead. I don't know for sure, but I'm much more of an embodiment of the principles of Kriya Shakti now than I was 10 years ago. Make sense? So that's where it goes to, Vital, Atma Namaste, that's where it goes to how deep can the rabbit hole go? Red pill, blue pill. I always recommend people take the red pill. Always take the red pill. Always take the red pill. Because would you rather see life at a higher perspective, at a more truthful perspective, at a more accurate perspective, or would you like to live in and experience the lower level of truth? Right? I would prefer to live at the higher level of truth. It doesn't mean that you're always going to... How to put this? So this book I've been reading right here. It's probably reversed so you can't see it, but it's called The Initiate. The Initiate, an excellent book. It was written in the 1930s by Cyril Scott. Cyril Scott. And there's many different lessons taught in this book, but one of the... Thanks for recognizing me. Of course. One of the lessons taught in the book is it's not about pushing away desire, right? It's not about pushing away the desire, the lower desires, the desire for sex, the desire for power, the desire for prosperity, the desire for whatever gets you going, whatever gets you juiced up. It's not about pushing away or renunciating those desires or giving them up. It's about finding a higher, more fulfilling desire or a higher, more fulfilling truth that will give you even more of whatever it is that you're after. So how can I... It would be like, Christy, Atma Namaste, it would be like the desire to have ice cream, right? Or the desire of being healthy. If the desire to be healthy is stronger than the desire for ice cream, then you're going to do things that move you in the direction of greater health, greater fitness, greater wellness, right? Which ultimately improves the quality of your entire life versus going with the lower desire of ice cream, which makes you less fit, less healthy, and less well. Does that make sense? So it's not about pushing away your desires. It's about finding desires that are more rewarding, more fulfilling, and vibrate you at a much higher level. Does that make sense? I hope it makes sense. So, that being said, that was our topic for this evening. What questions, what comments, what clarifications do you need or would you like to talk about in relationship to tonight's topic? And then, for those of you who are in need of healing, which we all are, which goes back to the original point of tonight's topic of the way to find out how deep that rabbit hole goes is to have somebody guiding you who has gone deeper into the rabbit hole than you have. Right? There's an old proverb that says, if you want to know the journey, talk to someone who came back from the destination. Right? So if you want to know about a great restaurant, talk to someone who's eaten at that restaurant. Right? Does that make sense? If you want to know about a great hiking trail, talk to someone who's already been on that hiking trail and come back. those are the people that you want to talk to. So if you want to explore your consciousness, if you want to explore who and what you truly are as a being of light, as a being of love, as a being of power, work with somebody who has been further on that path than you have, because they can guide you, because they are, quote unquote, more of an embodiment of that energy than you are, so they can help you move your life forward. If you want to start a business, talk with a successful entrepreneur. If you want to have a successful marriage, talk with a couple that has been married for 25, 30 years. If you want to be an amazing parent, talk to parents who have raised amazing children. Does that make sense? I hope that helps. So again, if you're in need of healing, go to ChristianRLong.com, click on schedule consultation, 30 minutes free to find out what this is all about. Or if you're like, I know what I want healing on, then you just schedule a healing session right then and there. You schedule it, you pay for it, it gets in my calendar, and then we schedule, we meet over Skype or Zoom or FaceTime or, that's pretty much what I use, FaceTime or Zoom. Skype occasionally, some people are like, you still have Skype? But yeah, I prefer using Zoom. It's like the big boy version of Skype. And that's it. If you guys have a topic that you would like us to cover over the upcoming weeks, days and weeks, feel free to put it in the comment section below. Again, we talk about energy healing, meditation, and practical spirituality, all for the purpose of moving your life forward. Moving your life forward. I just started working with a new client. He's known about me for a few years. Never reached out to me, so I saw him on LinkedIn, and I reached out to him and said, hey, would you like to come in for some healing? And so we talked on the phone. He liked what he heard. He came in for some healing, and he was like, he was blown away by the experience, because he had never had energy healing done. He never worked with a pranic healer before, and he'd never worked with a senior practitioner before. So it was quite the experience for him, and it was funny because one of his main goals was to have inner peace, and he was thinking this is going to take a long time. And by the end of the healing session, he's like, well, I think I have inner peace. Mr. Green, bring in the heat. What's up, baby? Fellow pranic healer or Hatha yogi with the same name, so we're totally brothers from different mothers and fathers, so that actually wouldn't make us brothers. Love you, man. Good to see you on. And that's it, guys. So let me know how I can serve you. Let me know how I can help you. Let me know how I can guide you on your path if you're open and receptive to that. And I look forward to serving you very, very soon. This is Christian Long, Life Enhancement Consultant, wishing you a beautiful day, a beautiful week, and a beautiful life. Atma, namaste. Bye-bye.